Hello everyone, get ready for some trending new info in your quest for knowledge. What golden nugget of information do you have to share? If your older parents/grandparents are suddenly acting strange, get them checked for a UTI. In older people, UTIs can cause a psychotic or delusional episode. What are the chances my parents have both had UTIs for 20 years? A 50-50. They either do or they don't, the math checks out. Horses have a massive blind spot on the front and back of their body. If you are ever around a tame horse, keep a hand on their body while walking around them. This lets it know where you are at all times and decreases chances of kicking out of shock or fear. This also prevents them from kicking you with as much force. You need to stay very close to them for the full benefit. This is similar with goats, as they instinctively fight things coming head-on and should be approached from the sides. Also, ears are the gateway to a horse's feelings. Pinned back ears indicates an anxious or angered horse. Pinned straight up indicates curiosity and focus. Saw a 3-year-old at my barn ignore this rule and run up behind a horse screaming. The horse was pissed, but he didn't kick. If he had, well, that'd be some mess to clean up. Control plus Shift plus Escape opens straight to the Task Manager instead of Control plus Alt plus Delete and then manually selecting Task Manager. Poop, I work in tech support and I just learned something new. Thank you, kind stranger. It's been the correct hotkey for about 23 years, just FYI. Even though you have a VPN, it doesn't necessarily keep you hidden if skilled people wanted to find you. There are many things that can leak your IP that you have to isolate and fix, such as IPv6 leaks, DNS leaks, and WebRTC leaks. Also, every add-on you add to your browser, it gives you a unique fingerprint that can lead back to you. You're not as secure as you think. Joke's on you, I used incognito mode. Hackerman intensifies. Artillery was responsible for over 70% of combat casualties in both world wars. And 4% of the sand on the beaches of Normandy are still made up of shrapnel. That is mind-blowing. Really drives the point home how it must have been hell on earth. Iron can make your poop color turn black. If your poop is black, that could mean an internal bleed and you should get it checked out by a doctor. If you poop and release a lot of bright red blood, it's likely a bleed from your anus like hemorrhoids, but you should still probably get that checked out. Salted seaweed sheets also turns your poo black. X% of Y is the same as Y% of X. So if you're struggling to find 26% of 50, maybe 50% of 26, 13, is much easier to do quickly. I have some words for my 6th grade math teacher. You say whatever you want, but you'll still be wrong because it's not their way of doing it. Duck Common Core. When looking at renting a car, hotel room, etc., type in your company's name, discount code, vendor in Google. X, Wells Fargo Hertz discount code. You can get better rates on these items usually. Unethical, type in a larger company's name. General Electric always come through. The concept of 3 square meals a day as a diet designed for people working physical labor in the early 1900s. Quality of diet and sticking to daily calorie limits is the only part that really matters. Otherwise, it really doesn't matter what time you eat, although the 3 square meals model is indeed advantageous for day-long maintenance of energy levels. Basically, it's better to just eat when you're hungry than force yourself to eat when you should, so long as you're getting the proper nutrients, etc. The term square meal comes from the British Navy, where plates were square with raised edges to stop food spilling in rough seas. This sounded like a fib, but it checks out. Till. If you don't have a toilet plunger, and you've clogged it up, pour in a bit of dish soap, and some hot water, the hotter the better. Let stand for 15 minutes, and flush. Learned this when immediately upon arriving at our hotel, my 8-year-old clogged up our toilet and I googled. Found this gem, realized I'd packed a tiny travel bottle of dish soap, warmed water up in the microwave, and lo and behold, it worked. I still use it sometimes at home when I don't want to be grossed out by plunging. Yes, my child has a tendency to clog toilets. So there you go. The real mystery here is why you brought dish soap on vacation. Cause I'm thrifty and we were gonna be there for a few days, so I needed something to wash his cups/bowls, etc. after he had a snack. Armadillos give birth to 4 identical twins always. Yes, just to clarify a little, they bear either 4 or 8 pups. They either have 1 set of identical quads, or 2 sets of identical quads. Finally someone answers this. Caps on purpose. What about 1 set of identical octuplets? Does that ever happen? Also, why does that happen? Does it have something to do with the genetic programming that causes the early embryo to split twice? A moose can run 40 miles per hour through 6-foot deep snow. Terrifying. Airline ops guy here. If you check in a bag at an airport with an hour or less before departure, it has a 50-50 shot of making it on the plane. Just like the TSA line, bag security can back up too. I regularly see 30+ minute in screening statuses on bags. Then, it may be pulled for a hand screening and search. This is random and TSA doesn't care when the flight leaves. So now we are at about 25 minutes to departure and your bag has only just now entered the sort system. It will take another 5 to 10 minutes to sort out to the person who loads carts with bags. Here, the problem is that there may be 7 to 10 other flights coming off of the same conveyor belt. They have to see your bag's tag out of maybe 50 other bags, so let's assume another 5 minutes. Your flight's bag cart was delivered plane-side at an hour before departure, it is now 15 minutes to departure. The bag room has seen your bag and has it on the back of a tug racing to the plane. 7 minutes before departure the baggage compartments are closed and total weights are being submitted. Your bag has missed the airplane. Make it on the plane. For a garment to be labeled made in USA the process only needs to be started and finished in America. In the case of a certain ladies' underwear line, the material is cut in USA, shipped overseas for assembly, then shipped back to America where a seamstress sews a made in USA tag on the item. Source/underwear factory worker. It's crazy how it's cheaper to send clothing across the world to be assembled than it is to just do it domestically. Planet Money on NPR did a fascinating episode on the makings of a t-shirt and its travels around the world from start to finish. A scorpion can hold its breath for 6 days, so don't think drowning it will help you out of your scorpion problem. The Earth wobbles really slowly like a spinning top. It takes about 26,000 years to come full circle. In the process, the northern star changes. This is called precession. It's one of 3 major changes in Earth's movements which are part of the Milankovitch cycle. Precession occurs 26,000 years, eccentric D occurs 125,000 years, oblique D occurs 41,000 years. These cycles all have effects on Earth's climate. For more information just search Milankovitch cycles. Never miss a chance to piss. This is always my go-to. I had a choir practice, in a group of 200+ people, and I sat right in the middle where there was no leg room to leave. Right before the rehearsal, I thought, I should use the restroom. Then, I thought, nah, I'm good. 3.5 hours later, I'm sweating, nearly crying because I have to go so bad. I prayed so hard for my bladder to be sustained. I was finally able to waddle to a toilet, and had a moment of pure ecstasy. Summary: never pass up the chance to use the restroom. There are bronze statues of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and Splinter, at the University of Massachusetts Amherst, donated by their comics co-creator and university alum Peter Laird. Recent grad from UMass. Really wish someone had mentioned this before. Apparently they're on the 21st floor of the library. When Elton John changed his name from Reginald Dwight, he also gave himself a middle name. His full name is Elton Hercules John. That was a very good name change. Reginald Dwight? Who names their kid that? Reginald Kenneth Dwight was named by his parents, Stanley Dwight and Sheila Eileen, on March 25, 1947. Oh my God, The Office has taken over my brain. 9 months before Rosa Parks refused to move to the back of the bus, a 15-year-old called Claudette Colvin refused to give up her seat. 2 police officers arrested her. Colvin says that civil rights leaders didn't think a teen, especially one with a very dark complexion, would be a good poster child for their movement. As I recall, her being pregnant was also a major factor. A single spaghetti noodle is called a spaghetto. I thought a spaghetto was a place where poor Italians lived. On a cold and gray Chicago morn, another baby Italian is born, in spaghetto. There are 3 ways to refer to a gathering of geese. 1. If they're on the ground, it's a gaggle. 2. If they're flying but not in a V-shaped formation, it's a skein. 3. If they're flying and in a V-shaped formation, it's a wedge. I just stick to sky raccoons, that'll work, too. I had a heart transplant 5 years ago. When your heart is replaced, the surgeon has to cut the main nerve that gets the signal from the brain to beat. And/or increase the intensity of the beat. Without this, vagus nerve, your new heart has no regulation and pumps blood out of habit. You no longer have a fight or flight response and your new heart beats at 90+ beats a minute. That is terrifying. So if you get nervous, your heart doesn't race? Right. I have no internal regulation over my heart rate. My new heart beats purely from muscle memory. I can't think about it for too long because it's just too freaky. That a strong sense of doom is a medically recognized and majority common precursor to having a heart attack. Here I am waiting for my heart attack for the 8th year. What would have been your answer or question? Leave it in the comments below. Slap that like and subscribe button for more, and check out the link in the video description for even more answers. Peace out, and catch you in the next video.